In this session, we'll be looking at how equipment suppliers or manufacturers can leverage Autodesk Construction Cloud to interact with the wider team. This means we'll be looking at workflows between Inventor, Revit, Volt, and ACC. More in particular, we'll look at simplifying an Inventor design into a Revit model that can be used downstream. Next, we'll look at how we can get this Revit model into the cloud. We have many ways to do so depending on preference, technology stack, and company setup. One way is to sync Volt with ACC, which means we need to load the Revit model into Volt. This can be done manually from within Revit or through the factory design utility, which allows to generate and upload a Revit file directly from Inventor into Volt. Once this is done, we can leverage Autodesk Volt and the desktop connector. Think of this as a desktop synchronization folder to ACC through Volt. In all these cases, it means the manufacturing company deals directly with the team responsible for generating the Revit file, as this happens locally behind the firewall. When this company is external, one possibility would be to leverage the Volt web client to expose the Revit file to an external company who can then upload directly into ACC. This can be done as a standalone cloud model or a central file using Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro. So let us now take a look at the first step, the simplification from Inventor to Revit. So what we're going to do is, of course, first of all, load our Inventor model, assembly and parts, all that we need. We can do this from Volt as our data management storage. And the next thing we need to do is simply hit the Simplify button and make sure that we specify what elements we need to remove, such as holes, fillets, to truly come to a simplified model that we can generate as a Revit file, which is what we're doing here. So once this Revit model is generated, we can move on to the next step, which is uploading the Revit file to Volt. And this can be done manually, as specified during the intro, through the Volt interface right inside of Revit. So we can simply move into a designated folder, upload our file, and that's it. We can also automate this process simply by using Inventor's FDU iLogic, automatically simplifying the model and uploading into Volt. To synchronize our Volt file to ACC, we're going to map a specific Volt folder to Autodesk Docs through Desktop Connector. We can even put a schedule on it, and we can even specify what circumstances need to be fulfilled, such as the document has to be approved, etc. And that's effectively what we see here. Through the viewer, we can review this file, and eventually we can approve our document, and thus going back into the rules that apply to synchronizing with ACC, and that's effectively what you see here. To the left, we have Volt. At the top right, we have Desktop Connector. At the bottom, we have the synchronization to the project in ACC. And essentially, we're using Job Processor to synchronize our file into Desktop Connector to then upload into ACC. And thus, we have our file finally into the Autodesk Construction Cloud, which allows us to leverage all the tools we have available in there, such as the large model viewer. So as I mentioned also, we can also have this company external that will take care of the Revit file, which means we can, for instance, use the Volt web client to effectively have an external company download our file, be that directly into the Volt interface or through a shared location that is exposed through Autodesk Volt web client. Finally, this external company gets that file and can then, for instance, directly save the file into the Autodesk Construction Cloud, a workflow that we are all familiar with. Once this is saved, we can move on to the next stage.